Hello, and welcome back to another episode of 20-minute collaborations where we read the Thursday Thought emails. This year, I'm taking questions, so if you have a question, please DM me at social media at ggpotter or email me at greg, Gregg, at ionic.org, IIONC.org. This week's question comes from Nick in St. Cloud, Minnesota. And he writes, can you tell us about how imposter syndrome shows up and possibly interrupts collaborations? Hey, Nick, thank you so much for this question. It is a very valuable question. It has many layers. First, I want to bring in one of my dear friends, Tanya Geisler. Her life's work supports leaders around what she calls Imposter Complex. And her website is in the show notes, so if you want to look up more. But here's a small and relevant piece about how she describes it. It's not straight up self-doubt, and it's simply not fear. Sure, those two experiences play a part of the overall experience, but they are not the same. Self-doubt and fear show up on the precipice of doing something new, exactly when imposter complex does. But this is more of a function of conscious incompetence. Knowing all that we don't know yet always can be tricky, but it can also be an exciting place to be too. With that in mind, let's look at how this shows up in collaboration. Through the CQ lens, this primarily lives in the building block of awareness of self. When someone is experiencing imposter complex, a few things happen. One, they hold back the idea that could move the group forward. They over-prepare or over-control to avoid being found out. They avoid stepping into leadership even when it's their role. They don't ask for help, which slows down the whole entire collaboration. Or they agree to things that they don't fully understand, creating confusion later and ultimately conflict. They come from what Tanya calls conscious incompetence. Another way to say it is standing on the edge of growth. Incompetence does not mean unworthy or failure. That edge is actually an opportunity. As we become more aware of ourselves, we start to recognize when imposter complex is showing up. The awareness is a gift. If all actors in the collaboration can name it, it can save time, reduce hidden tension, and prevent unnecessary conflict. This doesn't just happen. For someone to name the imposter complex in a collaboration, two things are essential. First, there must be real trust. Saying, I'm not sure I know how to do this is a huge act of vulnerability. In a high trust environment, feedback and questions are experienced as support. In a low trust environment, they feel like threats and power over or under. That's a very important distinction. Second, there's discernment. Not every feeling needs to be shared with the whole group. Sometimes the actor only needs a quick one-on-one with the facilitator. Often it's a reminder that, hey, you got what it takes. Stop worrying yourself. Everything's going to be good. Other times that feeling is pointing to a real gap in tools and information. So then the whole collaborative group can come support that actor and find out what the missing ingredients are for them. In rare cases, the imposter complex is revealing a deeper misalignment in roles. When that happens, we address it with clarity and grace. There are certain intentional steps that need to be taken when dealing with misalignment, and that's really for a different email. An effective collaboration is actually the perfect place to explore the edges of your imposter complex. It gives you real-time feedback for what is fear, what is self-doubt, and what is simply the next skill waiting to be learned. Building collaborative intelligence doesn't eliminate imposter complex. It creates environments where it can be named, supported, and transformed into growth. Each of us becomes more fully who we are meant to be, and when we are seen and heard as whole people, especially in moments that we feel least certain. And I'm certain that you are in the role that you're supposed to be. Every one of these weeks, I want to leave with a reflection for all of us to consider. And so this is this week's reflection. Where might your hesitation in a collaboration actually be a signal that you're growing into the next level of leadership? I hope you really enjoyed this time with me. I am really liking these very short little podcasts that we're doing with the emails that I'm sending out every Thursday. As I said at the beginning, if you have a question, please reach out. And always, my website's ggpotter.com. You can check out the International Institute on Collaboration at ionic.org. And follow me on social media if you want. Reach out. Tell me how your collaborations are going. I'm always up for a 30-minute conversation with anyone who wants to share. And yeah, until next week, I hope you are finding fulfillment and all the necessary tools and ingredients for your impactful and effective collaborations. Thank you.